Hey, a little backstory on that viral video. The original video was about 34 minutes long. I started filming probably about 10 minutes into it. So, I mean, that fit was about 45 minutes. That was a big moment for her. And so about 10 minutes in, I'm like, oh shit, she's about to really go for it. So I decided to capture it on film and then edit it down later, and it turned into something. But a little backstory, that's not a normal fit for her. That was something that had been, you could see it had been kind of building for about 2 weeks, and she just hadn't had the right moment. Either she wasn't ready to go for it, or we weren't available, which was probably more likely the case. We just weren't available to hold space for it. But it had been building up. She had like a stomach virus that had her, pooping and puking all over everybody while we were traveling for Thanksgiving. And it was just a rough time for her. And she had a really difficult time getting a hold of herself, and she was just so run down. The day before, there was a bunch of cookie baking going on. She had had a ton of sugar. And I would say she had a lot of like tablet time, like screen time on the trip while she was sick, just trying to keep her happy, doing what you got to do. So I think she had a little bit of that, since the screens really deplete, her ability to produce dopamine naturally and calm herself down and feel good at all. So I think that a combination of that the week before and everything had just had her really moody, really fiddy, real terrible tooey, right? And she just started going into it, and then it was like, okay, she just needs to see this all the way through. And so, I mean, all I was doing there, and I'm not that patient all of the time. But when I saw that she was going to need me to be, like she was going to go down to the bottom of it, I kind of switched into that mode of like just detachment, holding the space, and just trying to give her the love and patience that God has given me my whole life, I would say. So I was just trying to represent that the best that I can and just be as detached as possible. I'm also trained in that way too. So I had that going for me. I also had like a great unwinding the night before. I had done a sauna and an ice bath, that morning. I was feeling good. I mean, my nervous system was calm. It was easy for me to keep my heart rate low. And I know it's inspiring a lot of people, and for some people it felt like that's like an unreachable thing for them. But I mean, I think for anyone, if you can just shift your perspective on the fit, it's something that needs to see its way through, and you can hold space for it a lot easier. It's triggering more for moms, I would say. So I mean, I think the best thing you could do is maintain your breath at all costs. Steady inhales, however long, but just really controlled long exhales. So just a steady breath. So hold steady the breath, stand your ground, and just hold the space as long as it takes. For her, that fit was like 45 minutes. That's the longest one she's ever had. She's been great and sleeping great and been super sweet ever since. And she's talking better, and she's just more herself. So that's the story. Thank you for all the support. It's overwhelming. I don't really know what to make of any of it. I had some anxiety about it as it was going, and I was getting all this praise for it, and the focus was on me and all that, and that's great. It was really affirming for me, and I enjoyed that. Outside of that, I feel like I was getting idealized, so I'm just trying to clear it up that I'm not that patient all the time. There's no perfection about my fatherhood skills. But for her, that was more about her. For me, it was such a triumphant moment for her to overcome it, to go into that dark of a place and work through it. That was a huge moment for her. So I'm really proud of her, and I'm proud of myself too. And thank you all very, very much. I really appreciate the support. Thank you.